You just inherited a cemetery plot you will never use. Within a week, the phone starts ringing. Some callers are real buyers. Others are running a scam, and they will try to get you to wire money back to them. Here is the question that ends those calls, and the 5 mistakes that let them in. I'm James Bell, founder of Eternal Rest. For 8 years, I have helped families sell inherited plots on the secondary market. I have watched these same 5 mistakes cost them thousands of dollars. Today, you will know all 5. By the end of this video, you will know all 5 mistakes in the order they reach you, the single question that ends a scam call on the spot, and the 2-step check that turns a stranger on the phone into a verified buyer. Let me show you how this played out for one family. Let me tell you about Ruth. Ruth is 68, a retired teacher in Phoenix. Her father passed last winter in Pennsylvania. 2 weeks after the funeral, the estate attorney mailed her a thin envelope. Inside was a deed she had never seen. 2 cemetery plots in Brooklyn, paid in full back in 1970. Before that envelope even arrived, Ruth had already told the caller which cemetery held the plots. She thought he worked in the cemetery office. He did not. Within 3 days, 3 more strangers had called. 2 were real buyers asking the normal questions a buyer asks. 2 were not. The closest call almost cost her $7,000, and it started with mistake number 1. Here is why the calls start so fast. You are handling an estate you never planned for. You do not yet know what the plot is worth, and you want it off your plate. A scammer counts on all 3. Here are the 5 mistakes in the order they reach you. Mistake 1 is telling a stranger which cemetery holds the deed before you know who they are. The moment a scammer has the cemetery name, they can fake a confirmation call and pretend to be the office. Mistake 2 is the cashier's check trap. A scammer sends a check for more than your asking price. You deposit it, it looks like it cleared, they ask you to wire the extra back. A week later, the check bounces and your wire is gone. It works because your bank shows the money is available almost right away, long before the check is truly verified. The Federal Trade Commission's rule is simple. Never accept a check for more than your price and never wire money back to a buyer. Mistake 3 is signing the cemetery transfer form before you know what the plot is worth. Some cemeteries treat a signed form as your acceptance of their buyback price. Sign first and price later, and you have given away your room to negotiate. The scam call script, the verification question, and a reference card for the 7 most common schemes are in the free playbook at eternalrest.com. No credit card, just an email. Now mistakes 4 and 5. Mistake 4 is paying any fee up front. A real broker takes a cut at closing. Anyone who asks for money before a buyer even exists is running a scam. Mistake 5 is listing on Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist with no way to check a buyer. Both are where plot scammers go hunting first. Now the numbers. Across the cases we have reviewed on the resale side, the average loss to one of these scams lands around $4,800 per family. And the people running them are not always strangers. In several states, cemetery employees themselves have been charged with pocketing payments for plots they sold on the side. So verify everyone. There is one question that ends every scam call. Write it down. What is the cemetery's transfer recording phone number? And may I call them to confirm this conversation? A real buyer answers without pausing. A real buyer wants you to call the cemetery too. A scammer gives you a number that rings a partner, pushes you to skip the call, or hangs up. Ruth asked it on the 3rd call. The man gave her a number. She ignored it, looked the cemetery up on its own website, and called that number instead. The transfer desk had never heard of him. He hung up when she said so. That was the $7,000 near miss. Here is what a real transfer actually looks like, so you can tell the difference. The cemetery office confirms you are the recorded owner. The buyer pays through the cemetery, not into your account. The office records the new name on the deed. No one needs your bank details, and no money moves until the cemetery signs off. That is the process a scammer cannot fake. Here is what I would do in your shoes. Step 1. Get the caller's full name and number. Then hang up and call the cemetery's published number yourself. Step 2. Ask for any offer in writing through the cemetery transfer desk before you hand over the deed number. The cemetery is the gatekeeper. They have no reason to help someone impersonate them. Ruth used that exact 2-step on every call after the third. 5 dropped off, 2 were real. 1 closed at $12,000 about 2 weeks later. That was the right number for that plot. 3 things to walk out with. First, never name the cemetery or sign anything until you know who you are talking to. Second, never take an overpayment and never wire money back. Third, the cemetery's own published number is the only proof that a buyer is real. Use it every time. The scam call script and the 1 verification question are in our free end-of-life planning playbook. No credit card, just an email. The link is eternalrest.com in the description and the pinned comment. If a call has you unsure, leave the details in the comments. I read every one.